Hi guys, it's James from JR Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Icybox IB-3221STU-B dual bay hard drive enclosure. It's for 3.5-inch SATA internal hard drives of capacities up to 2 terabytes in size. I paid £52 for mine online, which is roughly $80 as of the middle of December 2010. This device basically allows you to take any spare internal hard drives that you've got and use them externally via USB 2. It's made by a company called Icybox Storage Solutions, which you will find on www.icybox.com. Basically, it's for people who want cheap internal storage, especially if you're going to be using a lot of hard drives. Maybe casual video producers, people who are going to be working as a photographer that want to store projects on separate drives or separate disks. Anyone working in IT support as well, who's going to be wanting to reformat or back up internal drives for computers, or even if they're going to be duplicating the contents of a drive or fixing someone else's drive. It's ideal for this. You could work on 2 drives at once over USB 2. How does it work? It takes 2 internal eSATA drives and connects them to your computer over USB 2. The drives are kept cool using a 2-speed fan, and the whole device is mains powered. How well made is it? It's got a solid aluminium case or aluminium case. It feels sturdy and weighty, especially when you've got drives installed. However, the clips on the front are rather flimsy for the door. The trays have got a bit of play in them when they're empty, and the fan has rattled on occasion. However, I do expect this might be because I've only got 1 drive in it just now, and the top drive drawer, as we've already mentioned, is loose, so that could be rattling up and down in the enclosure when the fan's on. So that might not be a build quality thing, that might just be the fact that I've not got 2 drives in it. How does it perform? Drives mount quickly when you turn the device on, and the transfer rates are fairly good, particularly for USB 2. It's fast enough for me anyway to edit and transcode video at the same time, so that would be editing video in Final Cut Express and at the same time using MPEG Streamclip to transcode another set of videos to work later on in Final Cut Express. Sometimes the device does have trouble waking up, so if you've got your computer set to put your hard drive to sleep whilst to save power, for example, I've found that when it tries to wake drives up again, it sometimes doesn't work, and you've got to eject and remount them on occasion, which can be a problem, especially if you're working on projects in Final Cut or Photoshop, something like that. You then find if you go to save after not working on it for 15-20 minutes, if the drive's gone to sleep, it won't let you save whatever you were working on, and unless you can save it somewhere else, you're going to lose whatever work you've done in the time that you have since you last saved it. How do you use it? Well, the power cable connects in the top right of the unit at the back, and the USB lead goes in just to the left of that at the other side of the power on switch. The trays at the front open with the plastic clips. You slide them to the right, the door then opens and you can pull the tray out, slide whatever drive you're going to use into the bay, and then slide the whole lot back in, close the door over, making sure that the latch closes firmly, and that's you basically ready to go. Turn it on and wait for the drives to mount. It shouldn't take long. I've not had any problems with drives mounting, they all mount fairly quickly. However, I did notice that if you're only using 1 drive, you must put it in the bottom tray, otherwise the enclosure won't mount. It won't mount your drive at all. Either that or my top drive bay is faulty. I'm only going to find this out when I get a second drive to install, but I'm assuming that it's because you've got to have a drive in the bottom bay if you're only using 1. Where can you use it? This seems like a silly question. It's pretty obvious where you can use it, but I'm going to try and keep my reviews structured so that people know what they expect when they watch my videos. You can use it anywhere that you've got a computer, a power supply, and a spare set of drives, basically. Where can't you use it? It's not going to be good for portable. You're not going to be able to use it when you're out and about. You do need a power supply for this to work properly. Where can you buy it? Well, I bought it on Amazon.co.uk. You can also find it on its own website at www.icybox.com, or most other electronics or online IT stores sell this as well. Your best bet would be just to search for Icybox Dual Bay USB Enclosure in Google, and it'll bring up a list of shops or a list of websites that are selling this product. So to conclude then, is it worth the money? In my opinion, if you just want a single hard drive, there are cheaper options out there, especially if you're not going to be using more than a terabyte or 2 terabytes. This costs £50, and that's without drives. You're going to have to spend another £50, £60 to get more storage space for this. If you're going to be using lots of drives or needing a lot of storage space in the near future, then yes, it would be worth it. You can just take a drive out when it's full, slot a new empty drive straight in there and keep going without any bother. So amateur or maybe even enthusiast video editors or photographers, then yes. People who want a robust backup solution or a secure, reliable, redundant video editing scratch drive, probably not. For serious video editors that want that kind of redundancy and backup, then I'd probably suggest saving your money and getting a Data Robotics Drobo, something like that, or a dedicated RAID enclosure, which is going to give you the redundancy and the increased speeds, especially if you connect up using some other connection like USB-C when it's available, or if you've got an eSATA drive. I'm using an iMac. I don't have that. FireWire's the only other connection that I have. So for me, this is just ideal. That concludes my short video review of the Icybox. If anyone's got any questions, feel free just to leave a comment at the bottom, or get in touch over email, and I'll answer any questions as best I can. Thanks for listening, guys.